Yo, this is your boy Check the Tumble, and I'm back with another video. Okay guys, now I want to say some things guys. I want to re-emphasize something. You see guys, I'm a Zambian, I live in Zambia, and I experience life right here in Zambia. I'm experiencing life right here in Zambia because I'm living here in Zambia. Now, there is something that I have seen about us Zambians. There is something that I have observed about us Zambians, and I want to mention it. You see guys, when you look around Lusaka, my city, where I'm staying now, okay? I'm not permanently in Lusaka, no. I'm just staying in Lusaka now, so I could be in another town anytime. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You see, in Lusaka, you're gonna find certain patterns in the way we live, especially in terms of careers. You see, guys, when you go to school and get trained as something, like for example, you get trained as an accountant, you get trained as an engineer, you get trained as a computer scientist, you get trained as whatever that you're trained in, agroeconomics, whatever. That is just your qualification. It does not mean that's what you do, that's what you have to do for a living. No. Because your environment has to have need for your skills. That is when you can apply what you learn in school in your environment. So if your environment does not have need for your skills, what are you going to do? Or maybe you simply do not have any skills. What are you going to do? You see guys, this is where wisdom meets the need. When you go out there and start to seek wisdom, you start to pray, God help me. You know what God's going to do? He's simply going to open your eyes. And when He opens your eyes, you are going to be able to see what people who are coming to live in your town are doing. People who are coming, people are migrating to your town or your city. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna see what they're doing. You get what I'm saying? And when you start to see what they're doing, like for example, in Osaka, you're gonna find that 9 out of 10 times, in fact not even 9 out of 10 times, 10 out of 10 times, when you want to have a borehole, okay, you want to dig for water at your house, you are not going to find an indigenous born Zambian doing that business of digging borehole. You simply won't find. You can move around, go anywhere in Lusaka, look for a company that digs water, that digs boreholes, and you tell me if you're gonna find someone who was indigenously born here doing that business. No one. You see what I'm saying? Let me take off my glasses. I said no one. All you're gonna find is guys who just migrated to this country doing that business. So are you telling me that there is no need for people who know how to make boreholes? Guys, there is a big need. But everyone is looking at their careers. I am trained as a teacher, so I should be employed as a teacher. I am trained as a accountant, so I should be looking for work as an accountant. I am trained as a, I don't know man, whatever that you trained as, so you should be looking for work. How about looking around your society and finding out what is it that people really need? There's always some need somewhere. You understand what I'm saying? There's always some need somewhere which needs to be filled. So when someone tells you, oh, there's no employment, you can't find a job in Zambia, all that they're saying is that your professional training does not have a need in that part of Zambia, or probably in Zambia as a whole. You understand what I'm saying? So, in other words, guys, work is always there. It's always there. Because if work is not always there, how come people are able to migrate to Zambia and find something to do and flourish? What do you think the Chinese are doing when they come to Zambia? Chinese are coming to do two things. One, they're coming to trade, coming with their own goods. Two, they are building small factories. There are very few who are building very big factories. Most of them, they're just doing small things. And some of them are just keeping chickens. Come on, guys. How much capital does one need to keep chickens? No, right? All you have to know is economics of scale. How are you going to scale up? So can you really tell me that there is no employment in Zambia? No, I don't believe that. All that is not there in Zambia is the jobs. Okay? For you guys who are trained in professions whereby you just got trained in that profession and you are told, go out there and look for a job. Meanwhile, the country, the environment doesn't actually need that profession. So you stay and say, you're unemployed. I think this applies to the rest of the world, man. Wherever that you are from, whether you're from Kenya, whether you're from South Africa, whether you are from Egypt, whether you are from Zimbabwe, whether you are from Nigeria, whether you are from the United States, you are from Canada, Japan, you know what I'm saying, Russia, you see what I'm saying, Germany. It applies to all you. And I'm sure you all agree with me that as long as people exist in a particular society, they don't need to eat. And as long as they need to eat, there will be goods and services which have to move. Goods and services have to exchange hands. So there will be trade, there will be eating, there will be all these other things which come around, which come about as a result of a settlement of human beings. Yes, I know there is such a thing as high disposable income in people, and there is such a thing as low disposable income in people. But whatever it is, everyone needs to eat. And as long as everyone needs to eat, it means everyone has to do something. You get what I'm saying? Some people have the ways and means, other people don't have the ways and means. But as long as people are consuming something, it means that the smallest, the most little thing that anyone can do is to find something to go and buy and go and sell it somewhere else. You see what I mean? But people refuse to accept what I'm saying. They refuse totally. Let me take off my glasses. People refuse totally. And they just believe they are accountants, so someone should employ them as accountants. The world doesn't move like that. The world does not move like that. Because as long as people are consuming things, someone has to bring the things here. If the store is 1 meter away, then do home delivery. You will find someone who will buy your products. You see what I'm saying? If people have to go to the shops, which are 1 hour away, the big shops, why don't you do that on their behalf? If you see that there's a lot of single men, then why don't you start a business? Cook breakfast for them. Cook supper for them. Yes, they're going to pay you. Or probably, when it's weekend, just tell all of them, I am coming to collect your clothes and I'm going to wash them. And you have a business. there is always a business out there. You know what I'm saying? If there is a lot of professional families, then be the mate. Look after their children. You see what I mean? If people are importing a lot of food, they start growing food. Find some ways and means of growing food. So in other ways, I'm saying that there is no such a thing as a person saying that they are unemployed, unless they love being unemployed. Then they'll be voicing out their voice. Hey, I am unemployed. I don't have a job. I don't have what. Because they simply love doing nothing. Otherwise, as long as you've got two hands, guys, there's absolutely no way you cannot make something. I mean, make something. Meaning, everyone can make some money to at least do one or two things in their lives to help them out. You see what I'm saying? You see, guys, in Lusaka City, we have a lot of people moving the city. And some of them are carrying heavy things. So someone can go out there and just say, hey, you are carrying something heavy. Let me help you. That's a business. You see what I'm saying? That's a business. And you can go from there. You see, guys, when you look at economics of scale, what we're actually studying is we're carrying out a needs analysis in a particular market and learning from the results of the research how we could expand the business to grow. So sometimes the business may not expand necessarily in its core business. It requires the business to go into another core business, probably to double up or treble up. You understand what I'm saying? So when you say a person is wealthy, it may not necessarily mean that they operate in their core business. It could mean that they have diversified so much that they have many core businesses, and that is why they are called wealthy. You understand what I mean? So in other words, forget about what you learned in school, that when you go out there and finish your basic education, you go out there and go and get your university degree, then you are successful. That is a lie. They lied to you. That's what they told you. You understand? It doesn't matter what career that you took, you can still go and learn some other skill and learn another career, because your career is equivalent. Okay? It's linked to the needs of the society where you live. You must understand that what you do with your hands every day is linked to the needs of the society where you live. How you earn your money every day is linked to the needs of the society where you live. You see what I'm saying? How you make your money today is linked to the needs of the society where you live. If your society doesn't need the services of what you learned at school, then forget it. You cannot use that career. You have to learn some other new career according to the needs of the society where you are living. So you must understand that. That is why a lot of learning institutions basically scam people. Because they'll tell you, oh, we can't enroll you in the accounting course. Instead, we are enrolling you in a course in psychology. Let me tell you something. If you don't know how to apply yourself, you won't even understand what psychology is. Psychology is a very powerful course. If you have interest in things like marketing, you could market for someone and make sales and make very, very successful sales, simply because you understand how people think. So you are able to apply the principles of how people think and make money. That's how psychology helps someone. But if you are thinking that the psychology is going to lead you to get a job somewhere special, maybe in the government, you may not even find one. You understand what I'm saying? You want to work maybe in a hospital as a psychologist, you know what I'm saying, to help people. You may not find that job. But if you are someone who's like, oh, psychology, fine. I am qualified in psychology. What should I do? Let me look for someone whose goods I can sell. You see, you did not learn marketing, you learned psychology, but you could convert, you see what I'm saying, and become a marketer. Now that is a good use of the knowledge that you have. You see what I mean? If you learn something in IT, you know what you can do is use the skills to just help many people, and you have something going. If there are no many people that you could help, you start trading, because you can use the internet. You can look for products, meaning start looking around and understanding your environment, understanding the things that people need, the kind of profit margins that people make in different products. Understand them. You understand what I mean? Then you are able to prioritize, like, okay, I can buy this and I can sell this because the profit margin is good and the demand is good. So you have to start basically learning business. Yes, you did information technology, you are a qualified computer scientist, but the society doesn't need you. You must understand that. And if the society doesn't need you, how do you apply what you know? You are very powerful on the internet, so you can find products, meaning start growing from zero. Accept that that is your situation. If you don't, anyone can tell you anything, and you become it. You understand what I'm saying? Now, you see guys, if we go back in time, we really go back in time, to the time when there was no money. All that was there was barter system. You needed to have goods to go and exchange with other goods. That's all that was there. So how were people living during those days? People were acquiring a little bit of goods here and there. Then they go to the trading place, you see what I'm saying, and go and exchange them with other goods. That's how people were living. Just because we are in this monetary system, this system of using money, does not necessarily mean that you can go back to barter system. In fact, if we are to go back in the monetary system, barter system, it means we need to have goods that we can exchange for money. You understand? Once we have money, we go and get some more goods and come and exchange them for money. There are a lot of people from all parts of the world coming to this country, Zambia, to do exactly that. So what about us Zambians? Why can't we do that? You see what I mean? So in other words, we are taught a lot of wrong in schools to a point whereby in whatever we do, we are just going the wrong direction. No guys, let us rethink, because it is you who is broke. You understand? And if you are broke, then you need a solution. And the solution is simply change the way you think. You see guys, going back to my theory about life, the thoughts that go on in your mind are going to be responsible for the words that you speak. If you have good thoughts in your mind, the words that will be coming out of you will be good. If you have progressive thoughts in your mind, then the words that will be coming out of your mouth are going to be progressive words. You see guys, the words that you speak are going to make the habits, they're going to make the actions that you make. So if you're going to make progressive actions, then you'll be somebody who has to produce good words. And those actions you make are the ones which are going to make the habits that you have. With good habits, you will make good character. And with good character, you have a good destiny. So change the way you think. Because if you want to have a good destiny, then first of all, you need to have good character. And for you to have the right character, to have the right destiny, it simply means you need to have the right habits. And if you develop wrong habits from school, you are taught that somebody has to employ you, and the society doesn't have need for your skill. Then those habits are going to simply lead you back into a bad destiny. And you'll be like, oh, I've been unemployed for 10 years, I've got no work, I've got no money. Simply because you are you are taught to have bad habits, and in the end you have bad character, which leads you nowhere. So check yourself guys, check yourselves. Don't come to me and say you don't have money, because there is money everywhere. Do you understand me? Okay guys, schauen Sie für mich mit den Kommentar und sag mir, was denken Sie? Okay guys, you guys rock. This is Techno Tambo signing off from the Saka Zambia. I'm out of here. Peace. You see guys, we are living in times when learning is lifelong. You see guys, just because you got a university degree 10 years ago doesn't mean you should go back to university and get another qualification and get another university degree. Learning today is lifelong. You cannot say that you learned 10 years ago and your career is valid today. It was valid 10 years ago. You see guys, we have artificial intelligence taking over jobs. A lot of jobs are going to go. Artificial intelligence is going to get them. So what's going to happen to the people whose jobs are going to get lost? Don't resist artificial intelligence. Don't even dare. You see, all you have to do is just look around your society and just see what else does the society need. That's what's going to be your career. So you see guys, what I'm saying is that if your society doesn't need you as a lawyer, or maybe your society doesn't need you as an accountant, or your society doesn't need you as a computer scientist, you can either migrate to another society that needs you, or simply change career. So do not be afraid of changing careers. Today, we're living in a time of lifelong learning. So if you are going to change your career, then so be it. Your career is largely dictated by your society. If your society, your town, your city doesn't need your qualifications, then get other qualifications which that society, that city needs. Because you must understand that if you are going to be relevant, then you need to have the relevant skills of that society at that time. At that time. Okay? If times change, then you need to change yourself. So do not be afraid of changing. Okay? You see guys, we must always seek understanding from the society. We must always seek understanding from our society. We must always study our society and understand it. But let me tell you something. Society sometimes can behave sick. You understand? Let's say you are an accountant, okay? Let's say I'm an accountant and I see that the only opportunities in my society, okay, are brick-laying jobs. Okay, now an accountant gets about, in Zambia, you are looking at about 10,000 kwacha per month. That's how much an accountant takes home. You see what I mean? Now let's say I'm an accountant and I'm taking home 10,000 kwacha a month, and then I convert to I become a bricklayer who takes home 2,000 a month. Now, what society is going to do is that it's going to act up. You get what I'm saying? Society is going to think, you know, I should be ashamed of myself. How dare I convert from being an accountant to a bricklayer? You see what I mean? But let me tell you, between the two, society and me, who is sick? You see what I'm saying? Let's say I'm an accountant and I convert to a bricklayer. Okay? So I convert to becoming a bricklayer with, let's say, a capital of 40,000. Because I was an accountant, I was handling my own money. So when I convert to being a bricklayer, I convert with a capital of 40,000. Now, if I convert to become a bricklayer with a capital of 40,000, what do you think I'm going to do? I'm going to start building my own house as a bricklayer. Now, if I build my own house as a bricklayer, how much will that house fetch on the market? You see what I'm saying? The house will fetch maybe 200,000 kwacha. Okay? If it takes me, for example, 3 months to finish building that house, okay, and I finish it up, you see what I'm saying? I will make 200,000, okay, from that house. So let's say I sell that house within 6 months. Let's say I finish it in 3 months and I sell it. You see what I'm saying? So if I sell it within 6 months, it means I've earned 200,000 kwacha, right? Now, 200,000 kwacha divided by 6. You see what I mean? What are you going to get? You see what I'm saying? So if I take 6, I divide my 200,000 by 6. It's a pretty big figure, man. You see what I'm saying? It is over 20,000 a month. You see what I mean? So meaning that my having converted from being an accountant to being a bricklayer with a little bit of capital actually doubles my income. So who is sick between society and me? Do I need to answer that question for you? You can see it yourself. So in other ways, guys, we have to think smart. You understand what I mean? We have to think clever, and we should not conform to the mindsets of the society. Because society will try to dictate us and make us be the way they want, which may not be the right way for us. So we have to take up the responsibility to make ourselves great. Okay, meaning we need to research and understand and analyze. Alright guys, I'm out of here. Swabin's information and commenter, je busy. Zagmia, was denken Sie? I'm out of here. See you. You see guys, all the time we are told that the majority wins, But there are times when the majority loses, such as in this situation which I've just described to you. The majority are going to tell you, no, you're an accountant, man, you have to stick to accounting. Just look for another job. But the society doesn't have job for you. You understand? So what are you going to do? You have to look for other opportunities, or else you're going to consume all your retirement benefits and you'll be broke, looking for money for food. So what do? You decide to become a bricklayer. Why? Because in the long term, it will prove to be a promotion. Yes, I know, you're saying that from being an accountant to being a bricklayer is a promotion. But look at the way I've described it. You know what I'm saying? You become a bricklayer from being an accountant. You start building your own houses. You start roofing your own houses. You start ceiling boards in your own houses. You spend nothing on the cost of building. You see what I'm saying? You do everything all by yourself because you have converted. In the long run, who benefits? It is you. You get what I'm saying? It is you. So society most of the time behaves sick. So be aware that this is the only time when the majority loses. You can pass me. This is the only time when the majority loses. Because matters of one's life should be taken by a person personally. You have to do the mathematics. You have to understand what's going on. You have to do the analytics. You have to do the understanding. Okay? So hit me up with a comment, guys. Tell me, what do you think? I'm out. See you. So guys, if you are, for example, a computer scientist, and society is not giving you any love, you can get a job, you can get anything. Let me tell you something. I'll give you a secret. The world is going artificial intelligence. So just learn generative artificial intelligence. Learn generative AI. Master it. Start creating applications with generative AI. Start taking over other people's jobs. Start taking them over. You see what I'm saying? So all that you have to do as an IT person is simply find time. Get a machine, get a computer, write programs, take over other people's jobs. That's what IT has always been. See guys, if you're qualified in information technology, you're going to find that companies are going to need you to simply do their accounting before maybe the accountant does the balance sheet. You see what I'm saying? That is called data entry, but that is still information technology. Now imagine going the artificial intelligence way, whereby you start to use AI to do the balance sheet. You start to use AI to do all that stuff. You see what I'm saying? It means that you, the IT guy, you are taking over the job of the accountant. Accountants may have organizations where they say they belong. You see what I mean? For you to be a certified accountant, you have to belong to such an organization. But let me tell you something. We can circumvent all that by simply making an app, making apps which does everything that that accountant does with his organization's registration without us being registered with those organizations which we don't need. You get what I'm saying? Because if we are able to do all the work of these accountants, it simply means that we've kicked them out of the game. Companies are going to use the AI too. You see what I'm saying? All that's going to be needed is simply somebody to audit the accounts. So editors will still be needed. Meaning that accountants have to switch from being day-to-day cost accounting to being auditors. You see what I'm saying? Because the accountants are going to be the IT guy. Without any certification from those certified bodies, whatever they are called, which we don't need. You get what I'm saying? It's a world, man. It's a dog-eat-dog world. You have to find your place in society. So, find your place the correct way. You get what I'm saying? Guys, if you are someone who's done IT, man, you should be laughing right now. Because there's so much AI opportunities which are yet to come and which have started coming. So the way to go is AI. Get society to be assisted. Because at the end of the day, when you want to make money, all that you're doing is just rendering assistance to someone. So if someone needs your assistance, then you have business. Don't complain. Okay, guys? Hit me up with a comment. Tell me what you think. I'm out of here. See you.